everybody, it's me, Fifi Dosch. Welcome to episode 3 of Fifi Quest. This is the podcast and video podcast where I document my transition. If you've been watching, you know that I used to be a male comic named Joe Dosch. Now I'm a female comic named Fifi Dosch, and this podcast is all about documenting my transition. Sorry about that. I just had to remember to talk like a girl. Real quick. I talked about this a little last week, but I've been seeing a voice trainer person, a voice pathologist or something like that, and she's been giving me exercises. I think it's been going pretty good. It's all about like making your voice like right at the front of your face, which I like, because that means I'm like, hey, I'm not hiding deep down in my throat. Like, my spirit is here, it's forward, it's ready to be out in life. I'm not hiding within myself anymore. I am, it's like you gotta talk like your soul is right in the front of your eyes, which is, I think, a line from True Detective, where that really creepy guy says that to Rust Cole in the bar. So I'll try to make cuter metaphors and not from psychosexual gothic horror series. Anyway, by the way, I hope you... Voice in the front of the face. Here we go. By the way, I hope you're all enjoying your quarantine. I don't know what to make of it. I'm a little scared. You walk around and yeah, there's less toilet paper in stores, but it's so funny. You talk to people online or via text to people quarantined, everyone's freak out. You go outside, everyone's like, oh, it's a big deal over nothing. So I don't know. We'll just take it one day at a time. I'm kind of grateful for this time to voice forward, front of face. And soft. Try to remember soft. Soft is safe. That's a new mantra I have. Soft is safe. Okay. Here we go. I try to remember that I take everything one day at a time, and that includes the coronavirus thing, so we'll see. I feel fine. I don't think I have it. But you know what I do have is estrogen going through my body because I am on day 7 of my hormone treatments, so it's officially been a week. I guess I could talk about that a little. That's been trippy because... I didn't feel much until the last couple days. I would say, like, the only thing that I really felt was right away. I felt that I'm on 2 medications. I'm on one, which is pure. It's just gives me estrogen. It's called estradiol or estradiol or something like that. And the other is spirulactone, which is a testosterone inhibitor. That one, it's also a blood thinner, and it's a diuretic. So I piss a lot. It was a little used to get used to, and it's made me feel lightheaded. Because, I've been peeing a lot, I've been getting dehydrated, I just got a Pedialyte today, so my electrolytes are all kind of groggy. Yeah, that one also, it made me feel just down for a while. Yeah, it made me feel just really low and really down. I'm feeling better today, but for I'd say day 3 through 5, I could barely get anything done. I think it's because testosterone is very forward. It's very go. We're a arrow. I I'm pointing you that way towards that thing. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's just what it's about. And it's, I wasn't conscious of this living as a boy for so long, but it's like, oh, I use that energy to live life. It's not like a motivator, but it's like it was like my fuel. Yeah, so it's like you've based your whole life. This is where my gas tank is to do everything I need to do in life, and then they just take that, and then one day it's like, okay, that's gone, and I'm like, it's not, of course I can live life with estrogen as kind of the base of my soup, but it's like, hey, you knew how to live life using this thing, now it's gone. There's gonna be some time where it's just, I'm not, I don't have my new like biological like mode of propulsion cleared up, mastered just yet, I guess you could say. It's like say I'm a musician and testosterone is a saxophone and estrogen is a trombone. I've been playing saxophone my whole life. I kind of hate saxophone. But I know how to play it, and I understand how music works in the abstract. Then one day it's like, okay, let me take this saxophone away. Here's this trombone. Have a good time. By the way, trombone is such a stupid instrument. It's who ever invented this dumb thing? Who's ever been like you tolerate a trombone? You're like, oh, it's part of a band, it's fine. But if someone were just outside playing a trombone alone, you'd be like, get this creep out of here. They're an abomination. Oh, God, having trouble using my voice here, you guys. I think it's because right now even though I'm alone in my apartment, I'm performing, and it's vulnerable to perform, and a lot of my life when I would need to be vulnerable in life, I had adopted this crust to try to push life away. So I'm going to take time during this podcast to catch myself when I'm doing that and stop that, because that's not the way I want to live anymore. So take a deep breath with me if you want. Goddess, please help me be soft and vulnerable for the rest of this podcast. And also help me to be kind to myself. I'm not an expert in my new voice yet, and that's okay. I don't need to be. I am doing my exercises every day and training and getting a little better every day, and I'm proud of how far I've come. Okay. That's the kind of thing that I'll say to myself throughout the day when I get caught up in old ways of thinking. I probably stop and have a conversation like that, say 8 to 10 times a day. At least 8, yeah. I find it helpful. It's like, why not? Why give kind of the old ways of looking at life anymore? Why give them any more time than they've already taken in my life? So, hormone pills. I went to the endocrinologist. She was very, I don't know, she was just very like matter of fact. I don't know. I didn't really dig her bedside manner. I didn't really get too in depth with her. I had the impression that she's very like, we're gonna make it so your levels are within the right numbers, and anything kind of beyond that subjectively what's going on in my life or with my transition, I didn't quite think that she was maybe the girl for that. But that's okay. If she works out for her purpose, then I'll keep going with her. If not, I'll find someone else. But for now, I'm happy. I definitely feel like stuff's working. That's for sure. I'll tell you, the first couple days, I didn't feel much aside from that's how I got off on this. I was talking about the side effects. I didn't feel much other than the peeing a lot, but I will tell you something. Like, I don't know if my boobs are getting any bigger, but there's definitely something going on in there. I feel like under my tits, like, you ever take niacin to like beat a drug test? I feel like there's like a little amount of niacin. It's this pill you if you needed to beat like a marrow. Back when I was coming up, when I was a young man, um, marijuana was illegal, and we bought it from creepy people, and you had to be friends with them even though you didn't like them, and we were thankful. Back then, you used to have to beat these things called drug tests, kids, and you would take this pill. You could get a GNC called niacin that would flush all the marijuana out of your body, and it did that by starting your blood on fire. It was this horrible, itchy chemical, and it just felt like your skin was just like felt like it was like itching with flames from the inside. I feel like a little like not like intense at all, not even terribly uncomfortable yet. I felt like a little of that sensation under my tits. So that's going on. And there was that. Other than that, I would say in the last couple days, this is day 6 and day 7 of hormones, my moods have just been wow. I mean, okay, first of all, also, I've been retaining water like crazy. So with that and like my mood's going nuts, it's like I owe back taxes on missed periods. So I feel like I'm getting all caught up. Um, but yeah, the last couple days I would flip from I haven't really had like a crying spell yet, but I would flip between being really irrationally angry and also like I'm an alcoholic too, and I'm an addict of numerous stripes. There's like a rage that addicts can get, but it's very much an emotion, like a very self-will run riot, as we say. The I'm not getting my way, I'm pissed off at God kind of feeling. I know what that feels like, and I can get there. But that feels like an emotion of my spirit. I feel like my spirit is not properly maintained or not in the state that I'm shooting for in my spiritual practices, let's say. The anger that would flare up lately, it felt very much it had a very distinct different quality. It felt like an emotion of my body. So after I did like the 12-step things I'm supposed to do when I'm not well, and I'm like, this might be my hormones and moods flipping out. And yeah, and they would pass quickly. And I would think, guys, even this morning, I would say within a span of 2 hours, I went from fuck you to I would feel like that for a while, and then 10 minutes later, I've never felt like gooier or girlier or gigglier. Like, I just wanted a puppy and a boyfriend and some flowers and to like just go on Pinterest and take some basic ass Insta photos and And I mean, it was, guys, it was a kind of like happy and feeling I've never felt before. I swear this, it feels like I'm on mushrooms. I swear estrogen is like microdosing. Cause like like emotions are just all over the place, and I would like I would get into giggling. Like it would get, it's like the first hour of mushrooms, you get into giggling fits. That's what it felt like this morning, and I and I remember, I've been stuck in the house because of coronavirus and everything, and I took I took a hike today, and I felt so peaceful and so. I left the house at like 5. Hiked till sunset, and it's getting to that point where there's evenings again. We're getting out of winter. It's like March. I don't know when you're watching this, but I love evenings. It reminded me of like summer nights in Montana when I lived there, where it was just the sun was really low and everything was so green and peaceful. And it's been raining the last couple days, and I just, you know, colors felt more colorful, flowers felt more beautiful, the sun felt warmer. Everything just felt and looked so wonderful. Like I'm digging this. So, if mushrooms or acid are difficult to find where you live, I recommend estrogen. Although, if you're in one of those states where you can't get mushrooms, you probably have a hard time getting estrogen too. Boo to that. Oh, but wow, did I have a? I had such a beautiful night this tonight. Yeah, we're right in the middle of the coronavirus quarantine. It's nice to, and just all career stuff is shut down. Um, and a little anecdote about that. I'd spent some time previous to recently being very upset about maybe why I wasn't getting certain jobs or why my career wasn't going in a direction I thought I wanted it to go. And I really believe that having that time where I didn't have, I get very, I can use work like a drug for sure. I can get what I wrote a screenplay last year, and when I finished it, it was like withdrawing off something. I just I had that script to work on and work on and work on. It was always in my mind, and I could always be like, I gotta get more pages, I gotta get more pages, I gotta get more pages. And when I took it away, I was really, when it was done, I was really confronted with some thoughts I was running from. I can't imagine what regarding, but the point is I can very much get that way with work, and not having as much work like that around lately. That brought me to the realization that I'm a trans woman, and which is precisely what I need to be happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I realize this about myself, and now with this outbreak, I have other sources of income right now, and I can keep my bills paid, and I have my hormones, and my transition is going strong. And if I was so mad, I was thinking like, why am I getting what I want? Why is this not working? Why is this not working? If I would have gotten what I thought I wanted, right now I'd be. Oh, by the way, and if you don't know, all the productions in Hollywood are shut down. All shows are cut down. All writers' rooms, all comedy gigs, everything's shut down. If I'd have gotten what I thought I needed at the time, right now I'd be an angry, broke boy with no work. So, it's proof enough that I need that something out there is looking out for me and knows what I really need and knows better than I do and is ready to give it to me. and is just waiting for me to receive the best I can. So I'm gonna drink some water here. Talked about. Oh, I guess I want to talk a little bit about my jammies right now. I thought I would do I'd do a jammy episode in since it's the quarantine episode and all. Also, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do a no makeup. Now that I'm just starting hormone treatment, I wanted to do a no makeup episode right away because I think it'd be fun to document what I look like as I change, and not getting any makeup in the way. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, so this is me. I try to wear headbands a lot to feminize my head. My hair is growing in. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it, or even when I can. But yeah, this is me. I shaved this morning. I have some stubble right now. Whatever. Thinking about what I want to do about body hair because I just shaved my whole body too. I just came out of the shower doing that before I started recording this. I shave my whole body, I'd say at least like every 3 or 4 days. And it doesn't take all that long, but it is a little tedious. And, in the meantime, I get stubble and it does grow back. And it's been thinking about what I want to do about that. They say don't do laser until you've been on testosterone blockers for a minute because it's just going to grow back quickly. What I might do after I've been on T blockers for a while is get an at-home epilator, which you can get these little laser hair removal wands that just like you can do laser hair at home. That doesn't seem wise to me, but an epilator. Epilation means ripping the hair out at the roots, so waxing is technically epilating, but epilators are like, they're like a little electric shaver that you run across your body, and it basically just has little things that whir around and just rips hair out at the root. Supposedly they're incredible. A friend of mine said it's like getting a tattoo, which I've never done. But wow, does it sound like it sucks. But the great question is, does it suck as much as having hair on your tits? Gosh. I wish Socrates didn't swallow that hemlock, because I would... That's a big question I need an answer to. So I might try one of those. You can get them for like $150. I think that's wiser than going in for multiple $50 electrolysis sessions or something like that. Also, yeah, I can do it at home, so I can weep in agony alone. That's a plus. So I got that. In the meantime, I'm just learning to do makeup a little more every day. Trick someone taught me today was in the facial hair areas was to take like orange eyeshadow, because your facial hair comes in as blue if you have my skin tone. So if you paint over it with, say, an orange eyeshadow and then put your foundation on, it can hide that. I tried that today. I think it looked very good. Also, I want to get my brows taken care of, but you shouldn't go to a quarantine and have retail workers touch your eyes repeatedly. I didn't check the CDC website. That's probably frowned upon. They probably don't like that. Don't go to an Ulta employee making, $12 an hour, who touches all make sure to go and find someone whose boss doesn't let them go to the bathroom periodically and wash their hands, who touches tourists of all stripes. Let them touch your eyes area a lot. The most sensitive open areas of your face, just the big open pores, and then go to the nursing home and visit your grandparents. They're saying don't do that, is what I'm saying. Anyway, so I guess. Another thing. A guy on Hinge has been hitting me up. However, he has been really pushy, and I've been been not too social lately for a couple of reasons. One is because of the fucking plague that's going on. Two, I have not been like I said, I was feeling kind of groggy and weird with all my hormones and just off. And he was kind of giving me this like, why don't you call me more kind of passive aggressive stuff, and I'm like, bro, I'm the girl in this. I should be saying that to you. It's real unattractive the other way around. But anyway, he just kind of had this like kind of look. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but and just being defeatist, I'm willing to be convinced of that. But he had this very like, "Are you gonna call me?" Very much like I'm putting expectations on you to do what I want kind of vibe, and I found myself going like, well, oh my god, I gotta call him, I gotta text him back, I need to, and I just think, fuck all that. I really don't enjoy that kind of energy. I want to come to you on my own time and not be coerced. I want any man who's into me to come to me in that same kind of spirit, and that's the kind of love I want to have. And I tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to bend over backwards for a man who shows interest in me because I'm trans and therefore should be so grateful that anyone even finds me attractive, and I'm so defective that I've got to do what any man wants. Fuck all that. I'm not about that at all. I am. There's no need. There's no need. The idea that there's fewer people out there who would want me because I'm going through this is not true. It's empirically untrue. I am getting more responses romantically, as a trans girl who's just starting her transition and who's done very little biologically to go through. I've gotten more responses romantically than I have as years as a boy. And I'm not a bad looking as a boy. I mean, if you can get past that, like, there's not a soul to be found in my eyes, what's the point of living, general, like, nihilism in the face, like, yeah, other than that, I'm very attractive as a guy. But anyway, I don't want to be. I can officially qualify as a regular girl once I achieve this or once I get that. Or I'm worthy of love, or I'm a regular dateable person once X happens. Not going to do that because it'll never end. And there's plenty of people out there who want me just for being me as I am right now. And that's true for all of you too. When I took my hike today, guys, I haven't been. It's been raining and it's been the quarantine. I have not been outside as much as I have, but like, wow, did life just looked and felt so beautiful tonight. And there's a weird, scary thing going on in the world right now, but right now I have everything I need. I am going through something huge one day at a time. It's already made me so happy, and I'm just getting started. And I just, I don't. The thing that my career, the thing that I get so worked up about, so in a cycle of not enough about sometimes, that's shut down. I can't work, I can't worry about it right now. And right now, everything is fine and I have everything I need. And it feels pretty good. Voice at the front of the face. Vibrate in the nose and mouth. Okay. So I think that's episode 3 of Fifi Quest. I hope you all had a lovely week. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and all the podcast things. You can also watch it on YouTube. Please subscribe to that channel. I appreciate you guys very, very much for watching. Also, if you have a question or you want to write me or, I don't know, you want to leave a comment of any kind, write me at fifiquestpodcast@gmail.com. That's FIFI Quest Podcast @gmail.com. And I'll read your letter. So, thanks everybody. I love you guys. Bye.